Hey, I thought I'd give some relationship advice. I've helped a lot of friends out through difficult times in their relationships, and I've definitely been through some relationships myself that were not so great. The first one I'd like to talk about is dating someone who compliments you. I don't mean like complimenting you like, oh, you're so pretty, or oh, you look nice today. What I mean by complimenting is someone who likes the things that you like, someone who enjoys seeing you succeed, someone who enjoys everything that you do in life and wants to make sure that you're doing it and happy. They don't necessarily have to like the same things that you like, but they want to see you succeed and they want you to do the things that you love to do. So like the number one advice I like to give people for relationships is to wait for the person who's actually meant to be with you. Don't just date people because you're lonely, or date someone who actually loves to do the same things that you love to do. Like if you love to go hiking, find someone that loves to go hiking. If you're a writer, find someone that enjoys writing or someone who will inspire you to write. They don't necessarily have to do the same things that you do, but they definitely should complement the things that you do. You should never be in a relationship where you feel like it's challenging to do the things you love because you're in a relationship with them. I think to actually find a good relationship, you really need to know yourself. So I think before anyone starts dating other people, they should definitely get to know themselves. I definitely jumped into the dating world way before I should have. I was still discovering myself, and I really defined myself with my first two relationships with the boyfriend that I was dating. It was never just Ben, it was Ben and this person. So I think one thing that I learned after being single for several years is that I am my own person, and when I find someone that I end up wanting to date, it's going to be me and him, and we can have a we and a togetherness, but we don't have to define ourselves by our relationship. One thing that happened to me in my past, which is why I try to give this advice to everyone, is when I was in a relationship, my ex used to get extremely jealous when I would try to help other people or hang out with other people who needed a friend. He'd always make me feel bad and say things like, well, I guess you can spend time with them. I mean, it's not like I'm your boyfriend or anything. Or he would say things like, I mean, I guess you can do that, but I'll just be sitting here all by myself. So it got to the point where I started to feel bad for wanting to go help other people because my boyfriend was sitting there alone. And that's never a good place to be in a relationship, because helping people was something I was very passionate about, and I really started to lose my passion for it just because it came with such a negative impact on my relationship that I really became a huge disappointment to myself just because I wasn't able to help people. And I just got to a point where I was just stuck and I wasn't happy anymore. I wished that I had seen that earlier. I was in a 2-year relationship and I really let a lot of good friends go. One thing I think that would solve this problem that a lot of people have in relationships is just waiting for the right person. Instead of tying yourself down to someone who's not going to be there in the end for you, just wait and find friends and people who enjoy doing the things that you like to do. I mean, what you really have to do is just find what you're passionate about. Do something with that. One thing I let happen in my life when I was in a relationship was I let my relationships change who I was. I let them stop me from doing what I wanted to do. I let them destroy who I am as a person. And I was miserable. I really think you have to learn who you are before you can date someone, and actually be strong and not let anyone change you. Because if you're changing to please someone else or changing to make someone else happy, in the end you're not being yourself and you're not going to be happy. And that's something that you should always strive for, is personal happiness, because you really can't help other people or make someone else happy if you aren't happy yourself.
In time you'll understand. I'm painting beauty with the ashes. Your life is in my hands. So when you're on your knees and answer seems so far away,